everybody, I'm back today with another holiday release. Today it is the turn of Pat McGrath and I've got the Mega Eyeshadow palette. I've got both of the quints and I've picked up one of the duos. I'm going to go through all of these, show you swatches and try at least one look with all of them. I think what I will be doing is one look with the quints, one look with this and two looks with the Mega palette. So this is going to be a long one. You might need to go and grab yourself a drink because this is a lot of product. Anyway, if you're new here, hi, my name's Hannah. I'm 47. I'm not a professional. I'm just somebody who really loves makeup and beauty. Here on my channel, I like to review the latest products, show you my favourite looks, give you any beauty news you might be interested in. I upload several times a week here on my channel, and if you think you'd enjoy this sort of content, please do subscribe. It's so helpful to my channel, and if you hit the notification bell you won't miss my future videos. And if you're already subscribed, thank you so much for returning to my channel. I really do appreciate you all very, very much. And if my skin tone is helpful in looking at whether these colours match, I've got light to fair skin with neutral undertones and my eyes are blue, which is fairly obvious, but just in case. Anyway, that's enough about me. Let's get on with this video. So let's get the most important information out first. Every single eyeshadow in this entire collection was made in Italy. This is something so many of us maybe didn't expect because the last holiday collection wasn't, and a lot of the quads coming out from Pat McGrath haven't been made in Italy, and I know that that's made a difference to the quality of the formula and certainly the popularity. So I was over the moon yesterday to see Made in Italy written on the back of every single one of these palettes. So that is really, really good news. Yes, the packaging is cardboard, but we are looking at all these Italian formulas, quite a lot of them for quite a lot less than a mothership. So whilst you're not getting the packaging of a mothership, you're getting more shadows, all of these, all Italian, and they could just be fabulous. So I cannot wait to see what these are like. Obviously the packaging on all of them is exactly the same. So they're all cardboard and they all have a mirror. The mirrors are all ones that don't stand up. So, I mean, it doesn't really bother me because I can quite easily use them if I wanted to hold them up and do that. I don't think it would make too much difference to me. But obviously some people prefer the plastic packaging that Pat was so well known for, such as this. This is one of the older Christmas quads. I've actually got this because I want to compare the sort of quality of the shimmers when I'm applying it. So right, what I'm going to do today, I am going to apply all of these in one go. So I'm not doing this over several days or anything. And I've got very sensitive eyes and skin. And it's also, the heating has just gone on in my house. So my skin is struggling a bit with dryness. So I'm going to have to be very careful how I do this. So the way I've decided to do it is do one look either side with the quints, but no mascara. So it's easier for me to remove. I'll take them off. I'll try the duo on one side, take that off. And then with the Mega palette, I'm going to do one look each side, and I will complete that look with mascara for my final overall look. Obviously, I've already got my full base on, so I've got a sort of fairly Christmassy base, I feel. I've got a sort of pinky blush from the new Chanel blush, and I've got a slightly reddish lip. This is the Fenty MVP lip. Put on very lightly with a bit of gloss. I love this. I really do. It's a perfect Christmas lip, this one. But anyway, let's get stuck into Pat McGrath. So the first thing I'm going to do is talk about this, the quints. So I'm going to start with the quints. So there's two Colour Story in the quints, and these are £36. And the first thing to do is to show you my swatch videos of both of these. So here is the swatch video. Start today with Starfall Seduction. I'm going to try my best to use every single colour, so I probably wouldn't do this on an everyday. I probably would be using 3, 4 maximum. So I just want to show you what every shade looks like. So keep that in mind. This finished look might not be the look that I specifically prefer. I just want to show you what all of the shades look like. So I'm going to start with this one, which is the only matte in this palette. So using the Rapha 01, I'm going to start just by stamping this. I want to see what sort of pigment I'm getting with it. So I've only tapped into this shade, so it's not coming off too pigmented, but I definitely could get a lot more from this. I'm being very careful. It's not a shade that I particularly love on me, this one, and I certainly wouldn't want to build it up too high. It's a shade that can make me look quite poorly, so I really want it to be quite a pale transition base. So I'm taking this through the crease, above the crease, and to the outer V, and nowhere else. I'm not going to sweep it across the lid. I'm going to leave my lid blank. Extremely soft, workable matte, very, very easy, very, very pigmented, very Pat McGrath. And I'm using the Rapha number 3 here, running it underneath. You can see how much more pigment I'm getting just by changing the brush, so you really can get a lot more out of this matte. This is how it looks if you build it up. Just wanted to give you an idea of how it could be. Obviously this is how I've got it because I've used that tiny little bit. And with my Rapha 15 mini, I'm going to go into, let me think, this one. The first shade I used, I forgot to say, is called Eternal Ecstasy. And this one is Infinite Infatuation. So I'm going to take this and build it up into the outer V. I'm just tapping with the 15 mini brush for now to see what sort of pigment I'm getting. Quite a lot, and this works quite well actually, despite it being quite shimmery. It's not even coming across very shimmery, it's mostly giving me purple. So it works very well, almost like in the same way as a matte. Just a tiny bit of sparkle. It feels like a matte as well, this one. And I'm going to run a bit of this underneath, just as far as I've gone above, so stopping there. I'm going to stick with the same brushes today, so I've got my brush cleaner here. I'm just going to keep doing that all the way throughout. So I've got the Rapha number 1 brush, and now I'm going to just go around the edges just to smooth this out. I'm actually going to go back into the matte and put a tiny bit of that around the edge just to soften it a bit more, like that. So far I'm really liking that combination, and again you could go much deeper. I'm trying to make this a reasonably wearable look for me, but still use every shade. So now I'm going to take this shade, which is called Violet Supernova. Now this is the most sparkly probably out of all of them. It feels more glittery to the touch. So there could be a bit of fallout with this one. And now I'm just going to take this across the middle part of the lid. I think I'm going to stop it here. So I want to leave that inner third for that lighter pink, because I want that to come across and meet it to lighten up the eye. Still feels very smooth. It's not feeling grainy glittery, if you know what I mean. It's still smooth, but I think you do need to be careful with fallout with shades like this. Let's go into this end one now. So this one is called Pink Moonstone. This one feels really soft and satiny, but it's got that shimmer look. So now I'm going to take this in the inner part of the eye and bring it to meet that purple shimmer. And this is where I'm hoping it's really going to give me that light, which is what I always need in my eye looks, I think. And immediately it makes the purple work for me, because purples aren't really my favourite. They don't work that well with me. I do need something really light to brighten it up and make the whole look work, which is exactly what that's given me. I'm not feeling Mothership sort of wow shade with any of these, I've got to be honest. They're beautiful formulas, they're really easy to use, very user friendly, but they're not that sort of wow shade. And I do actually have, I think I showed you at the beginning, this is one of the older Christmas, I'm not sure what year this was from. This is the Blitz Astral Quad. So I'm just going to compare the purple in this with the purples in these so you can see the difference. So this is Blitz Purple from that palette. And here is the purple in this new quint that we're looking at today. Obviously the shades are not remotely similar. This is the other slightly purpley shade that doesn't have as much shimmer. So just to give you an idea, they are different, but obviously this one it probably is giving you as much impact, but it is just different. It is different. There's no two ways about it. So at the moment, I don't feel like it's a real wow Pat McGrath quint, in all honesty. But I do think it's very pretty. I think the shades work together beautifully, and it's very, very easy to apply. And I do like the sort of shifty glitters I'm getting there from the purple. But anyway, there's still one more shade to try in this one. But before I do that, I'm just going to pop a bit of this pink on a brush and take it here. I don't like to do that with my finger, into the inner corner. It's a lovely one for a pop of light. And if I was completing my look, I would definitely be going under the brow now with that. But what I want to do next is go into this really deep one here, and I'm going to use this as a liner for me. This could be used to deepen up the crease, and you could go for a really, really powerful smoked out look. That's not what I'm going for today, but you could. So there's quite a lot of possibilities here with this, really. I'm taking the Refa 23 brush, and now I'm going to use this to go underneath the whole of the eye. Well, that is a perfect, perfect liner shade for me. And then I'm going to bring it up here, the small wing, and then bring it here to line tightly against the lashes. And then just using the Refa number 3 to just slightly blend this out. That is a really nice colour actually, I love it there. But for me that's enough depth, but you can just sort of pick up on the deeper purple in it. Let me show you again, obviously you've seen the swatch video, so this is like a blue, but it feels, I feel like I'm getting purple because it's sitting on top of the purple. That is a really, really beautiful combination actually. That was extremely easy to put together, very, very easy look. Again, you could do this very differently and build this up differently. It doesn't work very well on me when I put bold colours. Like I do love making a halo eye, for instance, but when I do that, it does mean having more depth, usually here and here, and that doesn't complement me very much, and then it makes the palette look bad. So I'm going to stick with ways of applying this that will actually suit me so that it doesn't make the palette look bad. I want to be realistic in the way I'm using it. And using all shades, I actually really, really, really like that. So much more than I usually do with purples. That's one of the best purple palettes for me I've tried. So if you're a nervous purple user, I think this is really easy and beautiful. One word of warning, which could be a problem for me, is getting this off is not very easy. I did find this yesterday when I did the swatch videos. I had to use my makeup remover to really scrub it off my arm. So I'm going to have a very interesting time taking these off today. So now I'm going to move on to Dawn Divinity for the other side. And I'm going to apologise in advance if I keep forgetting the names. I've just got so many releases coming. I feel like my brain is just gone. So I keep forgetting what I'm saying. So if I don't mention the shades as I'm applying them, I will be pointing to them. So forgive me, please. So I'm going to take the Refa one into the matte shade. This one is called Sienna Sunrise. That is looking very pigmented actually. I don't know if that's going to be a bit much. I think I'm going to take some off my brush before I even continue there. I say a bit much because I don't want to build this up too much and then struggle. I can always go back in and take some more if I want to. Gosh, that is a beautiful shade, isn't it? It just blends in. It's almost done. It's so, they are beautiful formulas. I mean, look at that. If you're looking for a quick and easy matte, you just can't get much better, can you? And the pigment, you saw the pigment. I've had to take it off the brush from that one tap, and that's all I did. So there's a lot of pigment here with this one. And this one didn't actually swatch as well. This was one of the only ones in the quints that I felt didn't swatch very well. But wow, it certainly goes very nicely onto the eye, doesn't it? I love that colour. If you've got blue eyes like me, this is going to be a really nice shade for you. These shades work so well on me, I love them. I'm going to have two very different eye looks, aren't I, with these two quints? But it's nice that Pat's giving us these options. You've got two very different tastes here, or two very different looks, certainly. You might like both. So running the same shade using the Refa number 3 brush. I have cleaned these off, they're a bit stained from the purple, but I want to use the same brushes, so I'm getting exactly the same finish. Plus, I love using Refa brushes. That's all I've used lately. So I'm actually already happy with that. I don't want to do any more. So that's gone into my crease, above my crease, outer V and underneath. So now I've got to choose the next shade. I think I'm going to repeat the way I pretty much did this side. So I'm going to go into this shimmer here. So this one is called Twilight Topaz. So this is actually the darkest shimmer. I'm hoping this could work as a liner, because if it doesn't, then there isn't a liner in this palette for me and I'd have to reach for a liner pen. I'm just going to use this to deepen up the outer V. The pigment on this is not as overwhelming as I thought it was going to be. So I don't need to be quite as worried. I've actually gone in twice with my brush. But I won't be going in any more than that. When I say going in, I mean tapping. This is Pat McGrath. I'm not daft. I'm not going to swirl it around and then put it on. Lessons have been learned with Pat McGrath. She does not mess about when it comes to pigment. That's actually really nice. I'm going to go back in with the Rapper 1. I haven't put any more on the brush. I'm just going to soften the edges a bit here. So with these two shimmers, for me, I would definitely choose one or the other and then go in with this one to lighten. But I want to show you how they both look. So I'm going to use both today, but just so you know, I would not normally do that. I would now just use one or the other. So I think I'll start with this one. So this one is called Rose Metallica. I'm going to take this, how far shall I take it? Not very far. So I'm going to have 3 shades on the lid, 3 shimmer shades. Oh, that is a beautiful, beautiful shade. Look at that. Really like that one. And then I'm going to go in with this one, Sunlit Nectar. This one, it does look like it's got a slightly different formula the way it feels, but it's still very soft, but it feels like this one could have a bit more fallout, so I do need to be quite careful with this. Oh, look at these two colours. Aren't they stunning? Whoa, this is gorgeous. It really is something special. I feel like I've lost this a little bit too much, so I'm going to put a little bit more back and bring it to sort of meet the other shades. So there are those two different colours, and I think when you see them side by side you can see why I think they would work better if you didn't use them both. So that's exactly how I'll be using this palette, but I just wanted you to see them both. I think they are gorgeous. And now using the Rapper 3, I'm going to run the same two colours underneath to match. So matching above with below. Those colours look so pretty, honestly. Absolutely love this one. This is giving me real Pat vibes. This one was just a little bit more sort of subtle and gentle in the way that they looked. Apart from maybe that liner shade, which is a real wow shade actually, just a very deep wow shade, but this one, beautiful. So now I'm going to finish with Glowing Desire in the very inner corner. Well, this might be a holiday palette, but this is really, really autumnal. I mean, look at that. I'm actually glad I did all 3 now because I love seeing the 3 colours together. So maybe I will do this colour story again next time I use this because I really like that. Look at the 3 together. Don't they look beautiful? I've got some on my Rapper 207 now, just taking it into the inner corner. So I actually think if I was going to finish the look now, I would just go in with mascara. I wouldn't add any more underneath. I thought I was going to try to get a bit more depth out of that as a liner, but it is very glittery and I don't really want to take away from the colours from the 2 I've already used underneath. I think they look really nice underneath the eyes, so I would actually leave it exactly as it is, mascara, done, and just put a bit of this underneath the brow, the inner corner shade. So there is the finished look for this one. So there we are, balancing this against my head because they don't stay open, but anyway, so I look a bit strange, but there's the first look and there's the second. I actually love them so much. I love this one so much, and this one a lot. I didn't even think I would like this one, to be honest, because I'm so fed up with trying to show you purples and pinks because they don't look good on me normally, but I think this one actually really suits me. I'm quite happy with that for my skin tone. I think it's gorgeous. So if I was wearing a purpley pink outfit, this would probably be my top choice right now out of all the purpley pinks I've tried. I love that. And this, well, this can't, for me it's autumn. This is an autumn palette. But it can be used for holidays, obviously. And you could just go for more of the all over the lid. This shade and these together with this one, lovely for Christmas, but mixing them all together is giving me autumn leaves. I think it is stunning. What do you think? So now wish me luck taking this one off, because it doesn't come off very easily, that deep shade in the liner area. So I'm going to take this one off. I'll leave this one on for now, but I will take just this one off because I'm going to go in with a duo next. So the duo palette I picked up, I only picked up one of them, and that was this one. If you know me, you won't be at all surprised that I've picked this one up. I am obsessed with greens, so I cannot wait to get this one on. But before I do that, let me quickly show you my swatch video. So you can see this is stunning, and this one is £24, but the other two are called, let me see, Petallic Passion and Astral Noir. So I'll try and pop up pictures of those now if I can for you. And anyway, I only picked these two up because I just couldn't get the entire collection. The other thing, by the way, I didn't get from this collection was the lipstick sets. As far as I know, they're all repeat shades, but they're very good value. So if you don't have the shades, Pat McGrath lipstick formula is phenomenal. So if you don't have them, I would recommend trying them for sure, and you get a better deal when they're in those gift sets because you can get so much more for your money, but I've skipped them for that reason. But I did actually get this free as a gift with purchase from Pat, which is a lip balm. So the packaging is gorgeous, and I tried this morning. I love lip balms, I use them all the time, and it's actually a really nice lip balm, so definitely going to be putting this one in my handbag because how posh is this for a lip balm? Love it, so thanks for that, Pat. So I think I need at least a bronzer in the crease to start this look, which is what I would normally do, but seeing as I love the brown so much from this shade, from this palette rather, I think I'm going to go back into that. So I'm going to use this matte to start my look. So this is Sienna Sunrise from the Dawn Divinity palette. So now I'm going to just put this, remember last time I had to be careful, I need to remember that, because it's very pigmented, and then take it in the outer V. So I wouldn't use just two shimmers, I would always have a matte as a base ideally. This is such a nice colour, isn't it? I love this matte, I love the shade of it, and it's so easy to work with. It's a stunning matte, it really is. And I'm going to run the same matte underneath. Genuinely one of the quickest mattes I've worked into my eye probably all year. It is that easy and that quick. Absolutely love it. So I'm just going to leave it at that. I'm not really being a perfectionist with this look anyway. And we'll go straight into this one. So obviously it's going to be mostly green and probably a third gold, this look for me. So I'm going to take the green straight onto my finger. I always apply shimmers with my fingers because I like to get the maximum impact. Look at that. Now if you have the Pat McGrath artist wand, you could put that underneath and get more out of this. For me this is actually plenty. So I'm going to stop there. I'm going to go in with the 15 mini and now start taking this across. So I've got a little bit of green building up a bit in the outer V, I think. In fact, I'll put a bit on the brush as well. So I've just got a bit of that green coming into the outer V there, the sort of inner part of the outer V, if you know what I mean. And putting it on the Refa 3, I'm going to take it underneath to match above, stopping exactly in the same spot. So this green shade is called Celestial Jade, and now I'm going to go into the gold, and this one is called Moonlit Gold. This one you can feel the glitter in a bit, whereas the green is a bit more smooth, but certainly not gritty. You can just slightly feel it, which tells me you have to be careful with fallout, but this is a Christmas duo, isn't it? You could put a bit of red matte, like a reddish mauve in your transition, and then you'd get the red, green and gold. That would actually be really nice. I should have thought of that, but anyway. I'm taking the gold on my BK Beauty 207. Whoa, that is a powerful inner corner. See how much that's made a bit of a mess because it is a bit more bitty. I need to be really careful. I should have tapped off a bit more than I did. You can see how using my finger made less mess. So you do need to be careful if you don't want this down your face. probably better to apply this one before you've done your base. But anyway, when it is bitty like that and you rub it in, as long as you're careful, all of those bits just melt straight into the skin. So I think I've got away with that. And on the Refa 3, taking it underneath, you can see how it's just that bit more messy. I'm going to go around now with the Refa number 1, just blending them all together a bit. So I do have quite a bit of glitter down here, so you need to be very careful with that glitter, especially if you're going underneath. I would apply maybe a bit less. One tip is to use a Q-tip to catch it. That's a really good way of cleaning it up. But as you probably know, glitter is notoriously difficult once it's on your skin. It's there until you've washed your face at bedtime, so I could be very glittery by the end of this review. But anyway, this is the duo. That is absolutely beautiful. Do you know, I'd like to mix it with this in the future because these colours are so autumnal. But anyway, in fact, they're still my favourite. I love greens, but this look is still my favourite over the two. But I think this duo is really beautiful, quite wow shades, definitely very festive. I think if I was going to finish the look though, I would go in with a dark liner in the waterline and then tight the lashes and create a bit of a wing with that black liner, and then I'd go in with mascara. So there we have Celestial Jade. Now to wash them both off, my last wash off though, and I'll be back then to do the Mega palette, one look each. So I'm ready to go in with the Mega palette, but just before I do, I did forget to show you, I wanted to show you the difference, didn't I, with the Astral quad. So here are the greens and golds compared here. Obviously the shades are different, but I'm going to do a swatch comparison for you. This is called VR Emerald, and this one is Incandescent Gold 003. So there they are. And here are the new ones from this Christmas duo. So there's the green and there's the gold. So there they are next to each other. The thing I noticed straight away is that this finish is just so much more sleek and smooth and definitely less fallout. These ones are a little bit more chunky and you do have to be more careful with them. But they're still really beautiful, but I don't think they beat these ones. I'm not disappointed. I think the formula on the new ones are still really, really nice, but not quite as nice as those. What do you think? Anyway, hopefully that's given you an idea. I think this Italian formula, whilst being beautiful, isn't quite the mothership level quality wise. Those sort of Astral or Blitz Astral, I don't know all the names and which one's which, in all honesty. I'm sure people watching will know more than I do, but I know how much I love the motherships and I know that sort of really sleek finish you get. So it is different, but they are still very beautiful so far. Let's look at the big one now though. So the Luminous Legends Mega Eyeshadow Palette, this one is £71. And now I'm going to show you the swatch video, so here that is. So in making this, apparently Pat drew inspiration from precious gemstones, which you can really see, can't you, when you look at this. This one does have some wearable neutral shades as well as the dazzling gemstone sort of shades. So you could really create a very simple neutral look, everyday look even with this. You don't have to go for the colour, or you could just introduce one colour. And you could also go for the really dazzling. So there's lots of different options with this. I'm hoping this one here will be a good liner shade. I'll be testing that today. I'll probably use that on both looks as my liner shade to see if I can avoid using any sort of eyeliner. and now I need to choose which colours. I am definitely going to go for colourful today though, and if you know me, I would love it if you press pause now and just try to guess which two colours will I put together as my top choice. I'll do that last. So I have gone through all the palettes that I've shown you today to see if there's any crossovers, but there aren't any repeat shades, so they aren't the same. So I was just looking now at some of those neutrals to see if they match up with these. I did wonder if this shade here might match up a little bit with this one. So I'll just show you that so you can see if you're wondering about getting one or the other. So what I've swatched here is 4 shades from the Mega palette, and these are from the Quint that I've already shown you. So if you're wondering whether to get one or the other, you can definitely get quite a similar look, although this particular shimmer is not really repeated. It doesn't match up with these two. So that gives you an idea, but you could definitely get something similar. I think this one is really nice actually. That's a lovely autumnal shade again. And comparing the purple Quint, these 3 are from the Mega palette, and these are the ones, sorry about that last one, I ran out of space. These are from the Quint. So again, the purples are not matching up, so they are different. So I don't think you can really match that one completely, but you could sort of use this one to create something a bit similar, and this is the matte that is a bit similar here. So this is the Mega palette matte and this is the Quint. And then we have the green and gold shade from the Mega palette. It's more of a mint green or even a bluey green. And here we have that duo. So again, very different. So I am afraid you would need all of them if you wanted all of these colours, because there doesn't seem to be any that really match up. But I very much doubt everyone would want all of them. So for my first look, I'm going to try Sun-Kissed Rose. So this one doesn't seem to be quite as pigmented as the one I tried in the Quint, even though it's definitely a lighter shade anyway. So again, I've only really tapped in. I haven't really gone in too much, but I could probably go back for more. So this time I did actually swipe across a few times. So this one is definitely not very pigmented. So you can build this one up rather than one that you can do instantly, but it's still pretty quick. It's still a very smooth, lovely formula, so I'm not unhappy with that at all. And I'd say this is one of the lightest mattes in the palette. There is one that's a bit lighter, maybe this one, and then I'll use the Rapha 3 to go underneath. Now the only matte you could use to try to build up any depth in the inner corner, I think, is this one, because there isn't really another matte that's deeper. So I'm going to try that for the liner. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go straight in with shimmer like I did with the Quints. And I'm going to start with this one. So I've got the Rapha 15 Mini, just checking I've got the right one. And this one is called Flame Fatale. So I'm going to do the same sort of thing I did with the Quints, like I said. So take this here into the outer V. Immediately getting a bit of glitter fallout there, even though I tapped off, so I do need to be a bit careful with this. That is the problem with shimmers and brushes. I do prefer applying them with fingers, but obviously for this area I feel I need the brush. That is a really, really nice shade though, isn't it? I like that one a lot. Just going back in with a bit of the matte on the brush now, just to sort of go around the edges a bit there. So I'm actually going to take a little bit of this one with my finger and blow off to make sure it's not too much, and I'm just going to just add it there to the outer V area. Look how much better it is with the finger straight away. That is such a nice shade. I love this one. This is definitely giving that sort of autumn colour that you can get from that Quint that I loved. I'm forgetting their names because I'm useless. I am reviewing way too much to remember names, and I don't remember names at the best of times. So now I'm going to go in with this one. So this one is called Celestian Cerulean, one of the brightest probably in the palette. And I'm going to try these two. I think these two colours could be fun together. And isn't that a really beautiful pop of blue? I love that. I'm taking the 15 Mini now to just blend them together a bit. making sure the two sort of lines where they overlap are nicely blended there. Definitely getting a lot of fallout, you know. This is not a palette to be using with your base on. And next I think I'm going to go in with this one. So this is a Platinum Lilac, and bring this Platinum Lilac here to meet with that blue. Oh, I like that. Oh, that is gorgeous, isn't it? Whoa. I knew I was going to have fun with this. That's why I couldn't resist this. I did ask you on my community tab, out of this collection, do you think don't bother, or just buy a bit, or buy everything? And the overall response was don't bother, which is really sad because I love Pat McGrath. I do understand it. I know why everyone likes the mothership. You like the hard, very heavy plastic luxury packaging, and you like the formulas of the Blitz and the Astrals. But I love playing with colour, so I love doing these sorts of reviews. So I don't even know if anyone's going to be tuning in to watch this, but I'm going to have fun with it, and I know that I will love this because it's my sort of thing, it really is. But it's not everyone's, I understand that. So now just blending the blue and the lilac together a bit there with a brush. With the Rephr 3, I'm going to run the exact same shades beneath now, starting with this colour here. Can't even remember what it's called already. And then the blue. I'm finishing with the lilac, although I don't like how bitty this looks, so it could be a colour that runs away a bit like it did earlier with the gold and that green and gold duo. But it's not too bad actually, it's worked much better. A bit less messy, I'd say. So now I'm going to take the Rephr 1 and just sort of go around the bottom there and blend them out, and go around the top there so everything's blended into each other nicely. I'm taking that lilac on the 207 BK Beauty brush, taking it into the inner corner. Look at that, that's a really good pop of light for the inner corner, isn't it? I think I'm going to risk a bit under the brow. It is a bit glittering, could be a bit messy, but anyway. This is a colourful holiday look. Well, I say holiday look. I'm not sure if these colours are necessarily holiday, are they? But we are doing a holiday video. A party look, let's say. So the lilac under the brow is just looking actually a bit more lilac and blue, so it doesn't work at all. So I'm actually dipping into my Mario Neutrals palette, the white, which is my sort of get out of jail card. I use this one when things don't go so well, so I'm just lightening it up a bit because it was a little bit too blue for under the brow. I knew that really, I just wanted to give it a whirl, but anyway, I'm happier with it now. So now I'm going to go into this matte deeper brown, and this one is called Sable Seductress, and I'm just taking this on the 23 Rephr brush. I'm going to get this really tight to the lashes so it's above the glittery shades, and use this as my liner shade, which it seems to be working beautifully for actually. And then I'm going to take it up for a bit of a wing here, and then line the lashes, tight to the lashes, and bring it all together there. I think that works really nicely actually. So it's an excellent liner shade, and looking at the depth I'm getting from this as a liner, you can see how this would be a really good smoking out shade if you wanted to use it for that. It would definitely be working, I think, because it's got enough depth and it's definitely got enough pigment. So that is my first look using the sort of copper, blue and lilac. I really like those colours together actually. I think they are great fun. I really love those, but I'd love to know what you think. Obviously with these bright shades, what we could be doing is just a matte in the crease and using one of the bright shades, and then just one of the bright colours I mean, and then one of the really light ones for that pop of brightness in the inner corner. You don't need to go for three like I've done here. I'm again trying to show you more colours, but I am also going for colour combinations that I like and I like to play with, so I like that one. Now for the one I think is going to be my favourite combination. So I'm going into this matte here, which is called Rose Afterglow. I'm going to just stamp it first to see how much pigment I'm getting. Quite a bit actually. I don't want to go too pinky with this, so I might take the rest off for now, maybe go back. This is going to be my transition, so So I want it to be quite light. So it does look a little bit sparkly, but I think in all honesty I am just reaching the point where I'm covered in glitter and I can't escape it anymore. So it doesn't have glitter, this is just a matte. So ignore the glitter. Maybe there's still some on this brush and I hadn't cleaned it off fully, but I am a bit of a glitter mess right now, generally. But that is a really nice matte. Do you see how easily and quickly that just worked in? Beautiful. And take this one underneath as well, now all the way across. Setting down my base colour. And now I'm going to go straight into this purple. Now I know I often say I'm fed up with purples and purples aren't my shades, but there is one combination with purple that I absolutely love, which is why I'm reaching straight for this purple. So that's why I'd be interested to see if anyone guesses, if you know me, which two I would have gone for in my last look. So I'm using this to sort of build up a little bit in the outer V, as I've done with the other look. That's a really nice shade. And now I'm going to take some on my finger and pop a bit more here. So I'm going to go about halfway with this purple. So I'm not doing 3 across. I'm just doing 2 shades for this one, but I will use a different one for the inner corner. So you can really see the purple in all its glory here on one half of the lid. And this is a real party purple, this one, it really is. More so than the one in the quint, I think. So if you like purples, maybe the Mega palette would be a better option. Obviously don't buy it just for this one shade, but you know what I mean. If you're tempted by the Mega. So the shade I love to mix with purple is anything greeny, so that's why this one is coming last, my favourite. Always save the best till last, they say. So this one is Moonlit Mist, and I'm going to take this across the rest of the lid and bring it to meet this purple. And the combination of these two, look at that. I love this combination. And then just use the brush to sort of mix the two together in the middle there. Now if you do like a halo eye, and you can carry a darker shade here, which I just can't, if you did purple either side and this green in the middle, that would be a stunning halo eye in my opinion. So now I'm putting this purple underneath. So you do need to be really careful because this is definitely giving a lot of fallout when I'm applying this with a brush. Definitely enjoyed them more with the fingers than the brush because of that fallout. Anyway, that has still worked nicely. They do work out nicely with the brush. One way of avoiding that might be to wet the brush. Now for the inner corner, I'm trying to decide which one to go for. I think I'll try this one. So this one is called Lunar Luxury. So that's going to give me a bit of gold to introduce to the look in that inner corner. That'll give you an idea if you did the gold and green, like in that duo, how that would look. So just tidying it up a little bit. It does need to be worked in, this one. And it really does give a big pop, so you need to be careful. There we are, that's the gold on the inner corner, which I'm loath to put underneath my brow because I just think it's a bit too much, so I don't think I will. I think I'll stick with my Mario white powder under the brow. I've got enough glitter going on for one day, I think. I'm back in with Sable Seductress and the Rephr 23 to line tightly here under the lashes, and again bringing up a bit of a wing, so I'm doing exactly the same as I did on this side. And then going in with the Rephr 3 to just smudge it out a little bit. So I've gone off camera and I've added my mascara, so that is the final look on both sides. So this one is the Blue Copper Lilac and this one is the purple. It's greeny, it's minty green, isn't it? Greeny and a tiny bit of gold. This one's definitely my favourite combination, but I really like both of them. I could definitely wear both of these ones just to fit the colour I'm wearing. That's what I love with wearing colours. So whatever my outfit is, I can match the colours because I love playing with colours. So my overall thoughts on all of these palettes are that they are beautiful, but you can probably see I've really struggled with getting glitter on my face. So definitely apply them before you do your base because you're gonna have a messy face otherwise, like I've got. They're not sleek and smooth like you'll find in the motherships. They're definitely a little bit more bitty. And the only one I'd say to be really careful with the most, which I didn't use today, is actually this first one here. When I swatched this one, I mean, if you have a look at it now, you can almost see the mess I've made here, but it's really sort of chunky and it just is a little bit messy. That's how it looks from the first swatch. It's just, can you see the bits in it there? That's the worst one out of all of them. Don't be put off the palette by that, because I don't think any of them are like that. That's the worst one. It's almost got a wet feel, but it's really bitty. So that one will be quite messy, I think. So I have found that with a few, it's mostly the lighter ones, which is annoying for the inner corner. I do like to have a really fine shimmer for the inner corner, because I don't like it spreading down here, especially when you've got mature skin, because it just emphasizes all of this area here, which you're actually trying to conceal. So I definitely don't think this is anything like as good as Mothership type formulas, but be aware that we are paying less. So you're paying 71 for all of those shades, whereas with Mothership you're getting less shades and you're paying about 110, is it roughly around that mark? So you are paying less for more colours, so you're not getting that incredible finish, but you are still getting exceptional formulas. You really are. They are very good. I can't knock them, but they're not smooth and fine and sleek in the same way as those lovely Blitz Astral type shades. And they don't quite have that wow finish, but still very beautiful. They are. But I can name lots of other eyeshadows that I love that are less than this, like Odin's Eye, for instance. I could use an Odin's Eye palette and get more of a wow finish than this. Probably the formulas would match up, in all honesty. I've got to be honest there. That doesn't mean I haven't enjoyed it, and it doesn't mean they're not really beautiful. But I don't think they're giving me Mothership vibes at all, and they definitely could be. They're not as good as the Danessa Myrex palette, I've got to say that. The Danessa Myrex palette that came out this year, that's the very recent Lightwork 6, the formulas in that do absolutely beat this one, I have to say. That those are so impressive. They work so well, and I did not get glitter all over my face with that one. So if you're looking for a colourful palette, I don't think this beats it. But they're still very beautiful. So I can't say I haven't really enjoyed them, but I don't know if I can say to you they're the best. I would probably recommend going for the Danessa if you're looking for colour. But if you would like to try Pat McGrath and you like these colour stories, I would probably recommend the Quince over the Mega palette, because especially the autumnal shade one, I absolutely loved that. But if you like the purples, I love that one too. So I do think if you're looking for sort of dipping your toe into the Pat McGrath collections, that's a good way of doing it and finding out if you like those colours without spending too much. So just get one of the Quince, I would, or maybe just one of the duos, because that's a really cheap way of trying out a couple. So I was more impressed with the Quince than the duo, in all honesty. I thought the formulas, they just had a bigger range. Both of the formulas in the duo with that really sort of chunky glitter, and I'd like at least one of them to be a bit more smooth, and the sort of metallic smooth finish, which they did provide in the Quince. So I think the Quince are the best part of this collection, but still really good. But I would probably be giving this overall, I think, about an 8 out of 10, because I'm not very happy with the chunky finish of some of it, so that would be the reason. Do I regret getting all these and trying them? No. Will I use them and have lots of fun with them? Yes, when I get the time. But yeah, I would recommend the Quint. I would love to hear your thoughts. What do you think about everything I've tried on today? I still love a Pat McGrath release. I still love the packaging, even if it's cardboard. I love all the colours. I love the excitement of it. I love the fun of it. It's great fun, and I've really enjoyed it. So I'm not going to complain about this, but I can't quite give it 10 out of 10, which makes me a bit sad, because I don't think I've ever used a Mothership without thinking 10 out of 10. But anyway, I would love to hear your thoughts on everything I've tried on today. I really would. Have you picked up any of the eyeshadows I've tried on today, or are they on your wish list? Are you waiting for them in a sale? You can definitely wait for these in sales. They do tend to really reduce down in sales. It's usually 30% off on the Pat McGrath website, so you'll probably find you can pick them all up. The only ones I might be a little bit wary of is maybe some of those duos like the green one, because I think that would be really popular. Possibly the Quince might sell out, I don't know, but the Mega, I would imagine you'll be able to get that one in the sale. So I wouldn't necessarily rush out, but I don't want to tell you not to. I hate saying that because they might sell out, but I doubt it. Anyway, fingers crossed. Anyway, I am off now to try and get all the glitter off me. I am literally covered in glitter. Look at me. A complete glitter ball down my face, down my hands, all over my desk. I need to go and rinse off the glitter. Not off my face though. I'll be keeping this one all day. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this and found it helpful, and if you have, please do like and subscribe, and if you're already subscribed, you know I appreciate you all so very, very much, and I cannot wait to see all of you again, hopefully, for my next video. Take care everybody, bye!